ABC Limited. You are building a flat which you're already collecting rent. And that rent, you used it to build another flat. So the person looking at the bottom line will see that all the money you made in your first flat is already building the second one. So there'll be no much profit. So our flat here is Ethiopia. We went to Ethiopia, Safaricom went to Ethiopia. Licenses alone, one license was 850 million USD. The other one was 150 million USD. You've already sunk 100 billion USD in Ethiopia on licenses alone. I have not talked about towers. They have done thousands of towers in Ethiopia. So that company, before it went to Ethiopia, because my main point is around valuation, in 2021, the share price was 45 shillings. And the market valuation of Safaricom PLC in 2021 was 1.8 trillion shillings. 2021. It has since invested in Ethiopia. Yes, it was bleeding, but the bleeding of cash in Ethiopia, according to Safaricom themselves, in the release of the last financial year, they are anticipating by next financial year, they are breaking even operationally. How convenient is this then, that we come just when Safaricom will start adding into the bottom line, and then, surprisingly, we want to sell our stake, but also basing it on the vagaries that Safaricom has gone through called markets. So in terms of PE ratio, Chair, Safaricom, the kind of profit they make this year, their PE ratio by March, because they closed their books in March, will be around 16.1. PE ratio measures, if you rely on dividend payment and the company pays 100% of dividends, how long would it take you to recover your investment? In terms of Safaricom, the PE ratio by the closure of the financial year in March will be 16.1 years. Now look at this, Chair. The peers, take for example Orange. Orange PE ratio is over 30. You take that years. Take any other globally. Just do your homework, but let me zero in into themselves. The guys who are buying us. Bharti Airtel is like 39. The guys who are buying us, the best their PE ratio has been is 40. The best. The recent one is negative, because at the group level, they are making losses. So that's why they went for a celebration after leaving Kenya, because they knew, based on that parameter alone, they are buying us, they are actually getting us for free. Chair, I want to go to the main point. And Chairman, my pleading is this. If there is one point I would indulge the committee to just dig deeper, it is this one I'm giving. Chairman, in any transaction, Honorable Kaluma is a lawyer, I'm sure he knows. Any commercial lawyer knows. In any transaction, the detail is not even in the price. The detail is in something called quotation precedent. Quotations precedent. Quotations precedent is like I am buying a shamba. So I'm buying some piece of land in Migori. So when I'm buying this piece of land, part of the condition, let's say I'm buying it for 2 million shillings per acre. But the condition precedent, I'm told, we think there might be gold here. In case there is gold, the condition precedent we underwrite there, I will always have half of the revenue from that gold. Chairman, that supersedes even the consideration. I invite this committee because I know what I'm talking about is the fact. Kenya is losing over 100 billion Kenya shillings on quotation precedent alone. And the Communications Authority is the bigger conveyor of these quotations precedent. Licenses that were due last year, including the main licenses, which I have submitted in my memorandum. Like the network facilities, the one that deals with network facilities, which is Tier 1. Chairman, who authorized the Communications Authority to commit to give a discount to Safaricom in the renewal of 5 licenses, which some I have tabulated in my memorandum? That Kenya, in that respect, is losing close to 100 billion Kenya shillings on conditions precedent, things we have already promised the buyer. We have told them, you buy us out, you'll pay half the license fee. Half the license fee in terms of billions of shillings. Money enough to make basic education in Kenya free today. So the Communications Authority, the management, went ahead to commit Kenya to a loss of over close to 100 billion Kenya shillings on conditions precedent. The board had not met when the management of CA did that. And I would want them to table to this committee when the board of CA met to actually discuss about not any other matter, the conditions precedent that we have given to the buyers where Kenya is losing over 100 billion shillings. So we are here talking about 2 or 4 billion, but the net amount of money we are actually getting as Kenya is 104 billion, because 100 billion shillings is already lost in conditions precedent. Chairman, if there is one thing that you have to stop, is that one, because there is no basis. Secondly, licenses that were to be guaranteed or given for 15 years, all of a sudden, the Communications Authority gives an additional length of time of up to 25 years. Chairman, all of us here.
Point of order, Chair.
Yes, what's your point of order?
Chair, would Ndindi refer us to the page of the presentation so that we follow, because the presentation he's making is very important. On what page?
I decided not to follow the memoranda page by page because I'll leave it for record, but the one I'm referring to is on page 4. Can I continue, Chair?
Mheshimiwa Kaluma, did you have, what was your?
Yeah, Chair, it is confirmed it's on condition precedent.
Okay.